Sometimes I sit and think about life. This channel is an extension of that. Welcome to Maison FB Radio. To know God is to know thyself, or to know thyself is to know God. Most people don't know themselves. They know who the world told them to be, who the world is telling them to be. And I think the distinction between the self you were handed and the self that's always underneath might be one of the most important questions a person can sit with. Not just psychologically, philosophically, and maybe even spiritually. Let's start with the obvious. Most of what we know as identity was installed in us way before we'd even consent to it. Your name, your language, your sense of what's acceptable, what's shameful, what's worth wanting. Almost all of that came from outside, from family, culture, religion, survival, from people who were themselves running inherited scripts that they never questioned. This isn't criticism, this is just how humans develop. The brain absorbs the environment, builds models, learns what's safe, what's not safe. That conditioning was necessary. It kept you and I alive. It kept us alive. But the problem is most people never go back and audit. They carry fear-based patterns, the survival strategies, their identities built for context that no longer exists, and they mistake that for who they are. The mystics across nearly every tradition describe the spiritual path not as acquiring something new, but as stripping away what's falsely added, returning to something original. What about you is truly you, and what about you is inherited? Not to discard the inherited part. Some of them are worth keeping, some of them are for survival, but to choose them consciously. Hold them as yours, not as a default program running in the background. Know thyself. Know thyself. The inscription at Delphi, the command Socrates built his entire life around, wasn't advice for getting better at networking. It was a metaphysical instruction. Look inward seriously enough, and you find something that doesn't belong in the world. Every major wisdom tradition in its own language points at the same thing. The outer search and the inner search eventually converge. Maybe understanding yourself is the beginning of understanding existence, not the end, just the beginning. So that's why whenever I hear someone say something like, God doesn't exist because of he made me late for school this morning, or something silly like, again, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Know thyself is the instruction. What's actually getting in the way? Thanks for watching. See you next time.